Here, Elon Musk has purchased Twitter, as you know, but what happens next?
What does that mean? If you like to tweet, joining us this morning is Vincent Orleck, who's president of the Social Media Club of Phoenix. Vincent, always good to see you.
Good to see you, Vincent.
Likewise, I like to tweet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I read them. You know, I subscribe to a bunch of different news organizations. It's how I get my news a lot of.
Absolutely.
It's a news feed, for sure.
So it's an important tool. How do you see this going with Elon as the new owner?
Well, obviously right now it's all speculation, but there are some things that he started to even come out and say in his public tweets. They've talked about, and in the past that they've talked about verification, enabling people to pay for that.
Right now, the blue check mark,
the blue check mark to be verified. Yeah. The thinking is initially it would potentially be for people that are already verified, that would pay a certain amount per month. There's already been a little bit of backlash around that. Mm-hmm. All these changes, like we were talking about with an edit button, that's something that's come up a million times before. Mm-hmm. It kind of exists already in a paid form right now in the Twitter Blue subscription model, but it could be on a wider scale going forward. There's a lot of changes coming potentially.
What are your thoughts on the idea that, over the last couple of years, we've seen so many people being canceled on social media? Any indication on whether or not those people will be allowed back on, or whether or not he kind of opens it up to a more open forum, if you will?
Yeah, he's always been down that road where, and even initially when he officially took over the company on Thursday evening, there's been a lot of accounts that have been re-allowed back onto the platform, reinstated, including Kanye West, who he said that it happened before he took over, but also Kanye hasn't tweeted on Twitter yet. Mm-hmm.
Probably a good idea for Kanye.
Yeah, he did put out something on Instagram now that he's back there. But yeah, there's a council also that Elon mentioned that will be set up, and that will control a council to review any potential changes along that nature of content or reinstating bigger accounts, the more famous accounts like former president and some others.
So he came in and basically blew out three of the top people at the company. That's probably not a huge surprise, right? You spend $44 billion on something, you want to run it your way, I would imagine.
Yeah, you would think so. It's a lot of money. It's more money than really anybody else was willing to spend. Kind of gave them what we like to call the Godfather Offer. When he couldn't refuse, the company couldn't refuse. And that being said, it wasn't in my predictions for this year. Yeah. Anybody or in particular Musk was going to buy Twitter.
Does it lose money?
Is what?
Does Twitter lose money?
No, they weren't losing money, but they weren't growing exponentially like some of the others, like TikTok. Even Facebook makes billions. Twitter is making money, but a lot of people think there's a lot more room for growth for Twitter, just because it is seen as like a public forum, and there's a lot of things that are potentially missing that a lot of people want to see there. And to your point of he came in and got rid of the whole executive team for the most part, and installed sort of a council, for lack of a better word, of people that are sort of in his circle. So we'll see how that goes.
And more layoffs on the way. So it's not over.
Probably.
Vincent, good to see you this
Good
morning.
to see you, Vincent.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming in.